Existence is scary. I watched two films recently that approached this idea in different manners. Everything Everywhere All at Once and Frances Ha both address this absence of meaning, this void in life. Each film comes to a different conclusion, and I want to briefly present my observations in this video format. I have no intention of recapping the films, nor am I doing a deep dive on either. These are surface level readings for the sake of brevity. So, let's start with Everything Everywhere is an amazing film that used these big sci-fi concepts of multiverses and hot dogs to support a contemporary audience through nihilism. Evelyn, our main character, is tired of her crap regular life working at a laundry, to the extent that when someone shows up from another universe explaining that she might be the most important person in all the multiverses, she can't believe it. Even as the movie dips further into insanity and the world physically collapses around Evelyn, she still doubts what is actually happening. However, eventually she accepts the existence of infinite realities and what that means to be insignificantly human, to exist.
Nothing matters.
Evelyn nearly succumbs to this distinct nihilism. What do you do when nothing matters and everything that can happen has and will? Well, the climax answers this. When you break it down to its basics, it's Evelyn attempting to stop her own daughter Joy committing suicide. Joy has experienced everything the universe has to offer in all its formal chaos and found its lack of meaning disheartening. However, Evelyn finds hope in this emptiness. Hope in her own mundane life she once despised. The silly squabbles, the constant mess, the misunderstandings, the lack of cohesion. The ending hits you in the emotions. Evelyn is able to appreciate her humble life for what it is, and she can finally accept Joy for everything that her daughter is. Everything Everywhere All at Once ultimately leaves the audience feeling hopeful. With a little bit of empathy and understanding, we'll make it. Regardless of if the entire universe is collapsing, or if we're getting audited for accidental tax fraud. It explored these difficult human ideas through sci-fi and hilarious absurdity to provide meaningful conclusions and ridiculous entertainment. Is pretty much the opposite. It's made up of moments that feel so incredibly real to myself and I suspect many young adults from the past, present, and future. I too love running down the street to David Bowie's Modern Love. And I cringe at the lies I tell others, the awkwardness of human interactions, the words you fail to find when trying to communicate with others, even friends. Frances Ha lacks action or sci-fi, it's far more simple. Our lead character, Frances, is trying to make it in New York in her 20s, which, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, is a bit absurd. Just not in a hot dog fingers way. Yet, as the film quickly progressed, as Frances's life progressed, I got this unshakable feeling. I had a frog in my throat, even as I laughed and appreciated. A feeling of daunting hopelessness settled over me. What can I create? Will it matter? I won't be a professional dancer. I want to, I'm trying. I went to college, but here I am in this complicated situation of not doing the dancing.
Because what you do is complicated?
Because I don't really do it.
What do I have to show? A career? A house? A significant other? People swerve in and out of our lives like that, and sometimes you send them a message, even though you haven't spoken for a year. But it's not the same. That time, that period is over. So you move on to the next lot of people, or you go see family, but eventually, it's you. Just you existing. Sometimes, though, you get that moment, that delightful moment of connection with another human. However, it's all too often fleeting. If you haven't seen Frances Ha, then what I just described may seem like personal babble that has nothing to do with the film. But if you've watched that film, then you get it. That funny feeling. The universe has a distinct lack of meaning, and it hurts. Paris isn't romantic. Most people won't get to dance. You'll never see some friends again. Everything Everywhere All at Once reminds us that what's important is that you push on, in spite of the fact the universe is meaningless. You find your own meaning. Frances Ha shows us that life goes on. Even in the face of our dire 20s, where everything feels like it's collapsing, eventually you rent a shitty apartment, work a shitty job, and maybe you find meaning in helping the next generation. Maybe you reconnect with an old friend. Frances Ha's ending is not distinctly hopeful, but existence is scary, and that's okay. We're going to be okay.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe.
That delightful moment of connection. Fucking little shithole bag fucking ringing me. Fuck you, cunt.